I am so sorry, guys. Something was wrong with my program. Okay, here we go.
So we have Snacks Mills in the building.
I wasn't even thinking about me being on the show. I wanted to produce something for them.
Cool celebrity. Like if I went to the mall and stuff, people like, oh,
The thing was, I didn't even know that anybody ever thought I was ugly.
We look like twins almost.
Okay.
She really wouldn't be able
Covering any more subjects related.
So that's why you got the raw reaction.
This is pathetic. It's pathetic.
Welcome back to the Sweet Pea Diaries. It's your girl, Sweet Pea, and I'm back with another video. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. And if you are a new subscriber, welcome to the Sweet Pea Diaries. Be sure to like this video, share this video, but most importantly, be sure to subscribe to the channel. You guys, I am so sorry. Do you know we were over here doing this whole interview? We had started and everything. I could have swore that I pushed this button and I had played my intro and the whole nine. I am so sorry. I apologize, but we are here now. We have ex-friend to Kenneth Petty. This is someone by the name of C.Y. Hughley. This gentleman has, been so gracious and patient with me, with my program and my schedule. But he's going to come on tonight and shed some light onto Kenneth Petty, who he is, who he was. This gentleman grew up with Kenneth. So without further ado, we are going to include him in on. He already was telling his story. I'm telling you, he was talking to the camera and everything, child. But it's my fault. So we're going to add him in. I am so sorry, brother. I'm so sorry.
It's not a problem, sister. It's not a. My thing is, I have patience because at the end of the day, I'm here to advocate for Jennifer and all the women that may have been through this type of situation, and it's not a problem for me.
Absolutely. And I'm going to give a warning. We're going to issue a statement right now. We support Jen on this channel. We believe her. We believe in her story, her cause, and other women that are victims. We stand for victims on here, on the platform. So please do not be disrespectful. You're entitled to believe and think what you want. But when you start being disrespectful, the mods are going to put you out. So please just listen, sit back, enjoy the ride. If you don't like it, just leave. Nobody will miss you. All right. So, CY.
Yes.
How do you know Kenny? Where does it begin?
It began. Me and Kenny, we met in my projects.
Okay.
Yes. We, one day, I was walking down the hallway, and then he just complimented me on my sneakers, like, yo, I like those. I was like, cool. And we kicked it, but we grew up around Sufton and Rockaway area. And you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
We grew up on Sufton and Rockaway in South Jamaica, Queens. We met around, I had to be around 10. He had to be around 11, 12, When we first met, as a young guy, I noticed that he was always in the streets, always outside, always into stuff. And I didn't understand that, but word on the streets that, he had trouble at home, meaning his family was addicted to drugs. So it led him to the streets. So with that, he came to the building, which he lived a few blocks away, where, he met other friends such as myself and other people that considered him family.
Okay. Now, did he have a big family? Does he have, other brothers, sisters?
Yeah, he have other brothers and sisters. Yeah.
Now, were they also in the streets, or Was Kenny just a loner? Because I know like kids when they roam by themselves, they get in trouble.
At the time, he was by himself, like because he's the oldest of the kids. So,
Okay.
when he ain't like his situation growing up, because he wasn't fortunate like other kids, so he had to do certain things, as a kid to take care of himself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that
So
led him.
I can imagine like not having the right type of clothes, shoes.
Right. So the day we met, he complimented me on my Jordans. I clearly remember that. That's the day like me and him really bonded, because he's like, "Yeah, I like your Jordan." Woo. And then we start talking. Then I noticed that he didn't like going home due to, his family issues. So he first was staying with one of my other friends in the building. Then, I don't know what happened. Then my mother, a few, what I'm saying, months or a year so later, allow him to come in our residence.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you know him.
Yes.
So he lived with your family. And around what age was he when he lived with your family?
About 13, 14, around then,
Wow.
yeah, of junior high.
So the question that I guess we would all like to know, did he always exemplify these type of behaviors towards females?
Okay, one incident, I'm never gonna mention her name, God rest her soul.
Right.
It was rumors that he caught her in the staircase and took her innocence. And every time this young lady used to see him, she'd be spooked, And as a kid, we didn't I didn't understand why this young girl used to be so scared around him when he around. So yeah, it started at a young age that his behavior patterns like that changed.
And no one, like no other adults, or well, I guess in this type of environment, people might, I guess, think that that's normal or that it's cool or that it's okay. Why didn't anyone do anything about him?
The reason, because the at the time, God rest her soul, she was a disabled woman, meaning she was mentally slow. So
Oh,
he took advantage of her. She lived near the staircase, which he, did what he had to do to her there. That, and from my understanding, that was like when we was younger, that used to be like, you did it to such and such. You know what I mean? Why you do that? And he
right,
like, like, and it was just, it was sad, because as kids you don't take things like that seriously, And I was a kid myself, so when as we got older, like years older after the incident, she still was like spooked. So I'll be asking them like, "Yo, why do she always cringe when she see you if you didn't do that?" He like, "What?" She she just brush it off like, "Man, she
right,
retarded. She retarded." You believe her? And I, as a kid, we like, yeah, all right, we just all brush it off and keep it moving.
right.
So that was one incident. And prior to that, when he moved in with me, I had a stepsister, I have cousins, I have my real sister. Now, my stepsister, he was old enough to manipulate her mind to have sex with him. So it was like he had about 4 years. So he mentally
Right.
manipulated her into having sex with her. Not saying he raped her, but he manipulated her, knowing that he could manipulate her.
Yeah.
You know?
I
So,
understand what you mean by that.
and probably
Absolutely.
with his aggressive his aggression and his aggressive behavior. So when I say that he took advantage of my stepsister, yeah, I believe he took advantage of my stepsister due to her being young and weak-minded and maybe fast, you
Yep.
know? So
So just like Alice says, his behavior, the predatory behavior, is started early.
yes, yes. And um another thing, I'm not gonna act like I'm a saint, because the behavior that he had, remember, I was his friend. Not saying I ever raped a woman. I never raped a woman. I never took advantage of anybody younger than me. What
Right.
I'm trying to say is, at my house, my mother allowed me to have my female friends come over. So when he
Right.
moved in, she did the same for him.
And how old were you guys?
We was about 13, 14. You
Your
know,
mom was letting y'all have.
like, you can have, like, God rest her soul, I had the coolest mother. She said, listen, boy, if you want to smoke weed, you're not gonna smoke weed outside, you're gonna smoke weed in the house.
Right.
So my mother allowed me to have my female friends over.
Okay.
And when we got old enough, my mom's would go in her room or whatever, or be outside, and we'd be just, she not saying we could have sex in her
Right.
house.
I get you.
You could
Right.
watch TV, enjoy
Yeah.
each other, boom, boom, boom. Now, some of the fast girls
Right.
did whatever they did. But long story short, in the process of that, he'll have his little girl over, I have my little girl over, and we'd try to have fun, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
And, no is no. So one day I had one of my female friends over, and he tried to enter the room and try to interrupt us. And I was like, that's not happening.
Right.
You can't do that. Not in my watch, not under my mother roof. Prior to that, like I said, you have fresh girls that went for things like that. Like his female friend would be there, my female friend would be there, and we'd switch, things like that. Grown, like, I'm quite sure everybody went through things like that, and I'm not no saint.
Right.
I was part of the problem as a kid until my mother one day, and I mean this, me and him caught gonorrhea,
Oh.
because we was having unprotected sex with these girls, multiple girls in a building, and it was like, our building have a lot of females. So long story short, the embarrassment to give these young females gonorrhea and
Oh.
have to give them a letter to say, yo, you got to go to a doctor. You got to do this. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
my mother sat me down personally, and said, listen, Corey, you is not to have unprotected sex. You is not to share women with your friends. And I was like, okay. I was around 13, 14. I was young.
Right.
So from that point on, when my mother told me that, I did not
Yeah.
share. I did not
Right.
share. That wasn't a thought. But in his mind, he kept that same mentality. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He didn't have his mother to sit and explain and
Right.
talk to him, but
Right.
you had a mother that,
Right.
like, no, that
Not saying
behavior.
his mother wasn't active right there, knowing what he was doing. I let my mother know everything that I was doing growing up, because that's the type of person I was.
Right.
So when that incident happened, we got the shot in our butt. I said, listen, I'm using condoms. I'm not trying to switch no more with you, brother. And
Right.
long story short, I have a beautiful woman. She'd come over, woo, woo. As we got older, the patterns kept, like, he'd try to come in a room, I'll be like, you can't do that. I don't share mods.
Yeah, well, what was in his mind that he kept trying to come in on your affair? Like, why do he need? Do you think he was trying to see what y'all? He tried to see what you was doing.
Yeah, basically see what we was doing, intervene,
Catch the woman in naked.
Yes, things like that, Like I said,
Little nasty stuff.
like I said, we used to have our little friends over. Say he didn't have his friend and I have my friend, he'd try to intervene. You know what I mean? If he had his
Wow.
friend, I never tried that intervene. I don't do the train. Like I said, after that incident with me catching that disease, I couldn't do that gonorrhea. I said, oh, I can't. Oh no, that'll never happen again.
Right.
And that was a lesson learned. And my mother told me, you respect the woman. You don't do that. You have sisters around here. You have cousins.
Yeah.
I'm the only boy. So I took that in consideration and kept that mindset, I'm a one woman man. She's a one.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So
he was all in. He would have wanted to have the trains and the switching and just all of this.
Right.
He likes that type of excitement.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
So what led to him? How long did he stay? Like, what led to him leaving your house?
After him and my stepsister got caught, doing what they was doing.
Right.
It got out there to my mother, and my mother was real displeased, and she told him he had to go. And that's how it is. That it was around, and that Noah was our song. It was 1993. Remember Snoop Dogg? It ain't no fun if the homies get high.
Right.
That was our shit. That was our shit. So that was our song. Like he be like, ain't no fun. I'll be like, oh boy.
Wow.
But that's what occurred.
And so and I'm gonna just keep it real with the audience. Y'all know that's back in the day, or when you were growing up, that might have been little boys and younger boys. That might have been the thing to do, but they didn't take it as serious. Now he was really serious about that.
Yeah, he was serious.
He was serious about that. Yeah, it might have been like a little plaything for you, but he was serious.
He was serious because like I said, that with the other female, that he alleged, that they alleged said happened in the staircase, then she used to cringe when she see him. So yeah, that was always his motto.
So he was known around the neighborhood for being that type of guy.
Right. There was rumors, yes. It definitely was a rumor that he did that. Yeah. And as kids, we used to tease him like, yo, you did it to like,
right.
You did that. Why you like that was your first piece of, you know what I'm saying, pussy, nigga. Like
a person that was disabled.
Yes. And God rest her soul. She's a beautiful soul. And I don't want her, like, her daughters may know me and they like, why? No, but at the end of the day, that's what happened. And I'm not gonna cut no corners, That happened to her growing up.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Because it's clearly she used to cringe every time she see him get scared and like go the other way. And I used to be like, yo, why do she do that?
Right.
Yeah.
So when Kenny left your home, did you continue to be, did you guys continue to have a friendship, or that was it?
No, we continue to have a friendship, like at the end of the day, like that ain't he did that to my stepsister. It ain't like I said, he didn't rape her, he manipulated her mind.
Right.
He and she probably was a fast ass too at the time. So I didn't hold him accountable for that at the time, I didn't really understand because at the time I still was a follower as a kid,
Yeah.
I followed my friends. Like, so only thing I didn't follow was I'm not gonna be aggressive and take that, I'll follow you. We could beat up somebody. We could punch
Right.
we could, you know what I'm saying? We could go to
Yes.
the park and play basketball, if
Yeah.
things like that. I'll follow them, or we could go to the mall, take pictures, and things like that.
Yeah.
That's things, that I followed along. And I, as a kid, you know, that's you follow your friends,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did Kenny once he left your home, and what did he go on to do? Like was he selling drugs and what that type of behavior?
At the time, we used to do anything to get money. We was selling weed
Okay.
growing up. That was our thing. We like to smoke weed. We get weed, to sell weed, to get more weed,
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So take me to, how old was Kenny when the incident with Jen? Did you know Jennifer?
I seen Jennifer around. She was like one of the Spanish girls around. She looked Spanish, and she
Yes,
was
she does.
like a beautiful. She was one of the say top 5 girls in the hood that was beautiful.
I
So,
could see that. Yep.
yeah,
Why do you think Nikki wanted to paint the picture that she was a white girl?
I don't know. Maybe because Kenny told her that she was a white girl and that her mother was white and things of that nature. And Kenny was more familiar with Jennifer because Kenny lived a block away, maybe a block or two away from her. Like up, yeah, a block or two blocks away from her. And at the time, you know, if you recall, Nikki saying he beat up my ex-boyfriend at
Right. I was going to get into that.
at the same bus stop that he seen Jennifer at. And at the time, I was getting in so much trouble, so my mother moved me because I was cutting school.
Okay.
So she sent my ass to Long Island to go to school. So when I went to Long Island, I was when that incident happened, I was in school in Long Island, and I actually had a fight, and I was calling home for Zoo and my other friend. I was like, "Yo, mom, go find Zoo and go find such and such so they can come up here because I done beat this dude up and there's 100 people outside waiting for me."
Right.
So when she went to go get him, because she knew he wasn't in school, he was somewhere. So when she
Right.
went to go get him, come find out he was locked up. And I was like, locked up for what? Weed? What he got locked up for? Weed? But
Wow.
long story short, he was locked up for rape. And then when I came home from school, because my mother used to come get me and drive me back all the way from Long Island to Queens, police was there, and they was just, long story short, he was going to jail. And
Wow. So when Jennifer says, when she saw Kenny was standing at that bus stop, and she said, he asked her, where's she going? And she said, where you going? And then he said, school or something like that. And she said, yeah, right. I understand that, because you just said Kenny didn't go to school. So that's why she was like, yeah, right. You don't go to school.
Right.
You know?
Look, like we used to go to 226, and his his mother used to live across the street from the school. We used to cut school over there too. You know what I mean?
Right.
We used to go right from 226 right to his house, like to his mother house. But prior to that, I mean, after that, that's when when we got to like the high school age, 14,
Right.
15, and that's when we wasn't going to junior high And that's when that happened. And
Wow.
it was like astonishing because I didn't believe him. I didn't believe Jennifer at the time, because when I came home from school and they like, yo, he locked it for this. I'm like, who? They like, what's her name? So, I rounded up a few people and we went to Jennifer crib. Like,
Oh,
yeah, like, what's going on? She's lying on my boy. She better change her story. You know what I mean? Or
oh
something
my
gonna happen.
gosh.
Or something gonna happen. She
Oh,
better stop lying. And I apologized to Jennifer for that. Like later on, when I seen her, but I was part of the problem when he got locked up. That I was the one of the guys threatening her. That's why she moved in the first place, because I was threatening her. A few other people probably was threatening her too. I don't remember who it was, but I know personally, I went there a few times and threatened her before, like, say court coming up, I'll let her
right.
know if Jen show up, something gonna happen to her. You know what I'm saying? And his mother told me, she said, Corey, you can't be doing that because your brother gonna get in trouble, more trouble, and you gonna be locked up for tampering with the witness, because the DA already said that tampering with the witness, they about to lock somebody up. So I was like, okay. And my mother told me, look, fall the fuck back and let the court system do what he do. If he's not, if he innocent, he's gonna come home. And so I was like, all right, ma, and I respected that. So long story short, a few months later, he he copped out.
Right.
He copped out. So I'm like, wow. I was like, dang, why you cop out if you ain't do that?
Right.
And unbeknownst to him taking that plea deal, he had to register for the rest of his life. That's why he didn't understand. That's why he said when he was younger, he didn't understand law. He didn't have proper counseling. He didn't have proper all that, because parents didn't understand what was going on, drug use, all type of stuff. So
Right.
they told him to do the best thing, to come home. You gotta take it. Or if you didn't do anything, right?
Right.
If you ain't do anything, go to trial, which he didn't go to trial. And when we was when we was younger, having that type of charge on Rikers Island, a person go through hard times. So
Yeah.
he hurried up, took the time, did what he did, and whatever, So
Right. So one of my people in the comments, they asked me to ask you, do you know someone named Black?
who? Yeah, I know Black, but that's somebody I grew up with, and I don't. I choose not to talk on what going on with Black. You
So
know,
who is that?
that's somebody from my neighborhood. I choose not to talk because
Okay.
I don't. I don't know what's going on with him, and he's truly somebody I don't know like that, but I know him, who he is. I don't want to talk upon him though. I
Okay.
just want to keep it on Kenny.
Okay. All right. Well, CR, he does know Black, but he doesn't want to talk about Black. So we're not going to talk about that. All right. So when Kenny was told to take the plea, when did it become for you where you said, "Oh, I'm separating myself from him"?
Um, when he took the plea, remember I'm young. I went to jail right after. So it ain't dawned on me, he came home, I went to jail. He came home. He went to jail. I came home. So I've been in jail since 95. Then I went to jail for 12 years in 2000. So when we came home, we really never got to discuss what happened. He always brushed it off like, she lying, you know that, she lying. Similar what he did when we was younger with the other girl. So, we never really talked about it. We stopped being friends around, we stopped really communicating, talking around 2016.
Oh,
Yeah. But I've been in and out of prison.
okay.
So it was like I didn't have time to we ain't really have time to talk about that Jennifer issue. Because it was other issues. I had other issues where,
Yeah.
like life issues. So
Yes. Yeah.
I wasn't really caring about what he did 16
Yeah.
years ago.
Right.
You know, I'm like, all right, yo, you gotta register. You know what you gotta do. you know, you did it, and okay, so.
So let's ask this. Nicki Minaj. Now, does she know Kenny from that time? Was Nicki in that neighborhood? How does she know Kenny?
Well, she knew Kenny. I believe
Did
when
you know her?
I
Did you
knew
know
I
Nicki?
look I have a video when Nikki when in 2008 when I came home, she said, hey, she ran over to me, hey, CY, and I said, yo, my boy asking about you. That's 2008. 19, I believe 98 is probably when they probably start messing around I think 2000. I can't remember. I can't recall the time. And I don't want to sit here and say what
Right.
year. I don't know when they start messing with each other, but I remember Nikki. I used to mess with TT. It's TT Aisha and Nikki. It's the
Okay.
twins. Nikki, best friends. TT. I used to mess with TT. Remember, I told you we'd be together, and he started dealing with Nikki. TT
Right.
is older than Nikki. TT got Nikki by a little bit, what's her name, like a year or two. I was dealing with TT, he was dealing with Nikki. We used to be at the pizza shop doing what we do. And they used to just admire. I didn't play that. He had he had his grown girlfriend and he had her. Long story short, it blossomed from there. And then, I recollect that, they was just, dating a few times. I dropped Nikki and him off home to
So
her
how old
house.
were they when they were dating around that time? They were still school age, right?
He got about 5 years. So Nick had to be 15.
Wow.
She had to be 15, and I used to drop them off, and her mother approved of that. So
Wow. So he was a grown man dating Nicki
right,
Minaj. He was
right,
20 years old and
right,
she was 15.
right. You just gotta do the math. You
Wow.
gotta you gotta do the math. Because look at he's 43 now, she 38.
Right.
So boom, long story short, I clearly remember, and this is where I know they was dealing with each other when his ex-girlfriend slapped Nicki Minaj.
Yep.
And then after that, she kicked him out. And then after she kicked him out, the girlfriend kicked him out. He came and slapped Nikki under a car right there. And I got in between, like, nah, you can't do that to her.
He put his
You,
hands on her?
yeah, he slapped her.
He
Yeah.
slapped her?
Yeah, when we was younger.
What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
While she was 15 years old.
Yep. I had to be 16. He slapped the shit out of her right under the car. And I jumped in between. No, you can't do that. I can't allow you. Long story short, that happened. And I was like, all
Look,
right.
someone said Nicki said that out of her own mouth that he
Yeah.
slapped her.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And
So
that
see, that's probably what she dealing with now.
I doubt it. I doubt it because right now I believe he's her yes man.
Right,
If she say jump, how high?
right.
Because at the end of the day,
That money.
that money, he don't want to lose that money, that lifestyle he got, due to.
Right.
But like I said, the behavior that, like, that he when we was younger, it don't surprise me with Jennifer,
Right.
you know.
Oh
And
my
fast
goodness.
forward to Jen. I published my books. I went to Atlanta where Jennifer
Yeah.
lived, and I seen her brother. I was like, yo, chopped it up. Jen, she was like, I was like, yo, I would love to see your sister and talk to her. Long story short, we pulled up on her. We talked. She told me the story. She showed me the
Yeah.
scar. I was like
Oh.
in disbelief. The little scratch on her stomach. On her stomach. That Long story short, I
Oh.
was like, it was sickening. I couldn't believe it. Um,
So did his family try to? Where did we get in with the family trying to hide it or making Jen recant her story? Where did that come into play at? Did you know
well,
anything about that?
the Dolo, his cousin Dolo, saying, we all tried to get an affidavit, which somebody wrote it up for her to sign it. So that's where they get that the
Wow.
so-called alleged letter. They tried to get an affidavit to sign it so he could come home. So that's what happened. It wasn't.
So did Nikki? Okay, so when this was done to Jen, had Zoo met Nikki yet, and did they have that 15?
No.
Okay, so this was before Nikki.
Yeah, Nikki was 10
Okay.
years old, probably like 10 years old at the time. She was still a pup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
And
Wow. Wow.
yeah.
So with you telling your story, right? Is anyone threatening you? Have you been receiving any since the start of you coming out in support of Jen and exposing Zoo? Have
um
you been threatened?
well, the threats come like cuz they not threat, they got my Instagrams deleted, the bobs, and
Wow.
I physical threats like him. I have where we had the last conversation we had, like he don't wow, like that I went to TMZ on him, and how could I do that to him? And I got the receipts to show you that, but he threatened me, told me suck his dick, told my mother suck his dick. Like he was just
Wow.
he was real disrespectful.
Right.
And you know at the time, my mother was sick with cancer
Oh,
on her deathbed, and he told me to tell my mother suck his dick. So that was
oh
the last. That was
no.
the last. That was like the last straw for me to even talk to him. Like
Wow.
even entertain a conversation with him. So yeah.
Wow. Oh God, that's a lot. You guys have been through a lot at such a young age, and to carry all of that, you know, it's heartbreaking. So, when you started advocating for Jen, how did that come about? Where did you get the change of heart?
Like I said, when I went to ATL and she spoke to me, and
Yeah,
I was like, damn, like he would do something like that, and that was crazy. And I really apologized to her for threatening her as a kid. Like, yo,
yeah,
apologize for not believing you, for not uh hearing out your story. Being that I have a mother, being that I have sisters, being that I have cousins, being that I have a
Right.
daughter, I should have at least heard your story and just separated myself or done something about it. You
Right.
know? Yeah.
But what could you really even do, you know? What could you
Okay.
really even do?
Be okay, well, I could have done more. You know,
Right.
say for instance, uh she she had it was the whole hood against her. It was
Oh
like,
wow. It was
you
that
know,
bad?
it was like she had to move. We was popular. We was like the popular kids, so nobody wouldn't believe her. You get what I'm saying? So
Oh,
now that when I advocated for her, like, and I realized like my wrongs, my mistakes, people start to believe like she ain't lying. Cause see, why ain't gonna lie on him? You
right.
know, like why would see? And I'm a street. I'm a. I was a street dude. I'm not gonna put my name on something I don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I know for a fact in my heart that his behavior was inappropriate, and I know that he done that
Yeah.
because that's something that you know how you know your kid like when they lying.
Yeah.
You could tell in their face, yeah, I could tell in his face that he's lying. I could look at it when you ask it bothers him to even look at you because he'd turn away and just brush it off. So that was it.
What would you say to the people, Corey, that say that what is your, you know, what is your purpose for all of this? That you're cloud chasing. I mean,
I'm
what would you say to that?
I'm not a clout chaser. I'm look, a woman uh innocence got taken as a kid, which she still lived with that same fear from when this man took her innocence. And I don't care about clout chase. I don't care about none of that. I just want Jen to get her justice. I want any victim of rape. I want them to feel secure. I want them to feel. I want them to get their justice. That's it. You know, I just want her to feel safe. I want her to know that you have a voice. It ain't every man ain't gonna shut you out because I'm a man and no, because there's a lot of people that are overlooked that and they have daughters, they have a mother who birthed you. You know what I mean? And you would
Right.
say if somebody came home and your mother said this man raped her, you will overlook that. You know, this woman wouldn't if this woman wouldn't have went and got the rape kit. This woman wouldn't have went and did all this if she didn't get raped. So obviously what she said is true. And when I was young, I didn't understand that because I was young. I was uneducated, not knowledge. I didn't have enough knowledge to know because guess what? I was illiterate as a kid growing
Yeah.
up. Now
Right.
that I have knowledge itself, now that I have the wisdom to understand, listen, this man is a monster and he can manipulate young girls to do whatever or however it may be, you know? So it's no more it's no more I'm clout chasing, it's no more. I don't care about that. It's all about Jennifer, her justice, any rape victim, they justice. It ain't just Jennifer. God forbid any woman I run across got raped. I'm gonna feel the same way. I'm gonna
Right.
advocate for them. If I know what went on, I'm gonna be right there for by her side. Ain't no, I don't care if a person famous. I don't care if the person don't got fame. I'm gonna be there for them. You know, and I know his behavior a warrant for her to have a voice because guess what? If he did what he had to do, she wouldn't be in a position she in now. Meaning,
Right.
if you registered, you wouldn't try to have her recant her story.
Right.
You know, if you ain't raped her years ago, she wouldn't be going through this right now.
Absolutely.
So you can't put the blame on Jennifer. You gotta, once you point in their fingers, 3 fingers pointing back at yourself. So you gotta take accountability. If he was if he was man enough, he should have said, you know what? I took the plea deal. I did this.
Right.
I I send my apologies. I know I was wrong when I was younger. I was out of control. I had no self-control as a kid. Maybe she may have feel a little bit better, like, okay, he he changed, and I know it ain't
Right.
changed, but I could live my life now knowing that he's not a monster.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So let
But
me ask you this. I know you don't want to talk about Black, and you're not going to, but I just want to ask this question. Was Black a part of the crew
no,
back then that was
no,
threatening
no,
Jennifer?
no.
Okay. So this is somebody new.
I don't know. I don't know what I don't know if he's threatening her now. I don't know what's going on with Black. I don't
So
want
he
to.
wasn't a part of you guys that
No.
were threatening Jennifer back then.
No. Black is was a kid too. We got Black by like 7 years.
So this is
5, 6 years.
so this is somebody that's thinking that he gonna do a favor so he could get in Kenny's good graces.
Good
He
grace,
got
probably.
money now.
Yeah, it's probably that. That's probably what it is. I can't speak for him, and like I'm not gonna speak on him.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. Wow. Oh wow. It's just a lot. I don't understand how someone could be with a man that they know is this way. I mean, he's been doing this his whole life.
He's just praying. He prays on the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's basically what it is with him. He prayed on the week. Like he money. Hold on, let me get my charger.
Yeah.
Money change people, right?
Yes.
And money can make people do anything. So what I'm trying to say is I seen him sell his soul for money numerous times. He's weak.
Wow.
He's weak himself because only the weak. Hold on 1 second.
Yes.
Excuse me.
No problem. Take your
Hold
time.
on. Let me get. P, where the key at? Yeah. Yeah, hello?
Yep. I'm here.
Yeah, so it wasn't it's not no it's not no surprise to me that that he will I'm sitting in my car,
It's okay.
so excuse me,
It's
because
all
I don't want to
good.
be, but it's
We appreciate
you know that he would do what he done. Hello?
you. Yep, we're here.
It's not a surprise to me.
Yeah.
It's not a surprise. I
Wow.
just I just want Jennifer to feel comfortable again in her own skin. I
Yep.
just want I just want I don't want him to go to jail for something he did 20 something years ago because he went to jail. He need to go to hell, if you know what I
Wow.
mean.
Right.
He need to be off the face of the earth because he ain't changed his ways. And that's just how
Shoo.
my intake is, you know. As
Wow.
far as threatening me, if if they ever thought about threatening me, they know how to come. They better come correct, you know. And I just hope they don't threaten me. You know, I
Right.
get threats from the Bobs. That's just internet stuff. Like you a
Right.
clout chaser, you this, you that, and the third. Or like I don't give a fuck about. Excuse my language about
You're good.
no Bobs, no body saying they when they see. I don't care. When Kenny see me, he know he got to deal with me. You
Yeah.
know, and I don't care. That's why I'm an advocate for Jen, and I want him to feel some type of way because guess what? I'm a man. You a man. We let's meet up like men, do it like men. You know, it's easy to scare a woman, but it's not easy to scare a real man. And that's why I tell Jennifer all the time, I'm here for you. I'm not gonna go to court and do all that. But if anybody ever, you know, you feel I'm here,
Right.
you know, I mean that.
Has has have you seen him since you have come out, publicly advocating for Jen? Have you talked to him? Have you seen him?
The last time no, last time, like I said, I'm I moved to Houston. Well, my mother moved to Houston. She got sick. She passed away in 2020. Last time I spoke to him, my mother was in the hospital. He
And he
told me to
told you,
tell
oh
mom to
yeah.
suck his. I was like, okay,
Oh
I'm gonna make you eat that shit when I see you,
yeah. So
nigga.
y'all got unfinished business.
Yes, I can't wait to see him though. You know, I'm gonna love to see him. The thing is, you know, whatever he going through, he probably when he leave the state, he gotta let let whoever know. I just hope that he don't get no jail time. I want him to get hell time.
Right. Right.
Like I mean that. Like
Well,
because
we respect you. We respect for you putting your credibility and your life on the line for Jennifer. And that's very admirable. The people in the chat that are saying that you're going against your friend, this man has repeatedly said that Kenny is not his friend. So speak to
no,
those people. Kenny is your what? Your ex-friend. Let
yeah,
these
that's
people
my
know.
ex-friend. I'm not. That is not a friend of mine. Any friend of Zoo is an enemy of mine. Like I mean that. Like anybody that stand next to him know that he is a rapist, and they
Ooh,
stand for him. So I can't. I can't get with them. You know, not saying before I wasn't his like when I was next to him. No, I didn't know. I knew he had those charges, yeah, but I didn't know he really did this. No, I didn't know. I thought, you know, maybe she was telling the tale just like everybody else said. Oh, she lying. I had that same mentality until I spoke to her personally, until I seen her cry, until I seen the scar, until I passionately seen this. You know what I mean? Like I ain't see her since then. Like I mean, I ain't see her when we was younger. I seen her 23 years later, and she explained this, crying like if it just happened. Like she ain't have to, you know. So that right there let me know, like I was fighting the wrong battle.
right.
You know, my mentality. I had to remember I was illiterate when I was younger, uneducated, cutting school, not knowledgeable of law,
Right.
anything like, you know, I wasn't knowledgeable. So that's where, when people say, yo, when did you knew then? Yeah, I knew he had those charges, but I still was in denial just like everybody else until I seen her, until
Right.
the story.
And then
I couldn't ignore it.
knowing his predatory ways in the past.
Right. And
You
then you
watched him
recollect
do
on what
these
he
things.
used to do.
Yep.
So it's like your patterns never change, brother. You know? I
Wow.
so I just thank God that I'm not in his circle.
Yep.
I thank God that when I walk down the street, they don't look at
That's
me
right.
as a predator.
That's right.
Because guess what? I'm a man that wrote children books. God, let me tell you how God works. He works in mysterious ways. I write children books. If I got a
Okay.
predator around me and I'm selling children books, guess what?
Wow. You
You
can't have
know,
nobody
so
around you like that. You selling, you are, you ministered to children.
right.
You can't have
So
no
it
rapists
looks
around you.
crazy.
Yeah.
It looked crazy. And I thank God for, when the saying is when God have something for you, have something for you. His greatest blessing is his greatest curse. Because if he would have
Now
never
look
got
at
with
this.
Nicki Minaj,
Look at this narrative right here. This is what pisses me off about people. It's effed up how Nikki speaks out on vaccines, and now all of a sudden y'all want justice. Prayers to Jen, though. She needs therapy, not media attention. Let me tell you something. If Nicki Minaj did not get the vaccination because she didn't want to get it in order to go to the Met Gala, the FBI or the government did not show up at Nicki Minaj's door saying, you got to take the vaccine. She wanted to go to the Met Gala, and the requirements to go to the Met Gala was that you had to take the vaccine. So in order to go, that's what she had to do. She said, nah, I don't want to take it, so I'm not going. Okay, boom. That don't have shit
right,
to do with this story. This story been out before that. She knew that Jen was going on the real. You guys have to understand that's pre-recorded. She knew that that interview was gonna be dropping last week. So she did just what. That's why y'all talking this shit about vaccines. That was to divert, that was to deflect, so that when the story hit and when Jen was on that damn talk show, everybody would be saying, oh, they doing this to Nikki because she didn't want to take the vaccine. This shit don't got nothing to do with that. One don't have shit to do with the other. Nikki
right.
knew that shit was coming. How
Nikki
long
had
has it
look
been going
now
on, Corey? How
you
long has it been going on?
a long time.
Up, he dropped off probably because his battery died. Hold on for a second, guys. Let's get him back.
Hello?
All right, here you go. Yep, I said your battery or something probably.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
don't know what
yeah.
was happening.
How long we been going through this?
Right. And like I try to explain to everybody, she knows what to do to
Yep.
deter. Like she went to, that little show in
Yep.
California. Like, you're not, it's okay. Because at the end of the day, Jen got her justice.
Yep.
She got served. She's living, she's gonna be okay. And hopefully, that he realized that he's not above the law or untouchable, where you could say, look, Nick, bro, go register. And that's all. You know what I mean? Just go
Yep.
register. You copped out to this, go register and
Yep.
go on about your life. Live your life.
Yep.
Like, and people may say, oh, yo, he a millionaire. Yeah, he's a millionaire, but a millionaire, a predator. You're a
Yep.
predator. You can't
Yep.
go nowhere without being noticed as who?
Yep.
A predator. So
Y'all gotta excuse me. I got some water on my shirt. I was trying to get my allergy medicine together, and it got all on my damn shirt. So y'all excuse me. But you hear what Corey's saying is true, and you guys know that Zoo was just around Rihanna's niece when they was taking those darn pictures, and everybody is listening at Papa Bear say "mama" and all of this. Y'all not paying attention to the fact that this registered SO did not register, as that was the stipulations of his release. And after 20 years, why would you now decide not to register? Oh, because you're with Nicki Minaj now? She got money, you got money, so the rules don't apply anymore because you with Nicki Minaj?
he
No.
used to have to go to the precinct when he was in New York. He knew that.
Right.
He was registered, he was going then. So
Absolutely.
why change the narrative when you get with Nicki?
Exactly. So Barb's and the people that support Nicki, if you're here in the chat, can you answer that question for us? It is stipulations when you are a SO. And I have to say SO because YouTube will flag my video and it won't be monetized. If you are an SO, if that is the condition of your release, then that's what you have to do. Just because you get with a celebrity, that don't make you exempt. You did this crime. You admitted to it. You copped out. You admitted to it. You took a
Right.
deal, and this is what it was giving. So why now does it don't apply? So we supposed to just ignore the fact that he has issue? Did you hear what this man said? He has behaviors that stem all the way back from his childhood. He been a predator.
Right.
He been a predator. You want this man around young girls?
Right. Or a man with money that can manipulate any situation. Like, okay, and then brush it under the rug. Like, nah, that ain't me. My thing is, like I said, I'm not no saint. When I was young, I was part of the problem. But now, as an adult, the solution is I understand that I was part of the problem.
Right.
And I apologize to every queen, every woman across this country, every woman in this world. If I ever hurt you, meaning unknowingly or knowingly,
I know that's right.
what's name? I am married, and I learned from my morals and principles that my mother and grandmother taught me. Respect
Absolutely.
the queen, the goddess of the world. It wouldn't be no man without woman, So you
Absolutely.
you gotta honor the queens of the world,
That's right.
because these is the people that's raising the kings. So Nicki gonna raise Papa Bear, not to put him in it, to be a predator? No,
Right.
I doubt it. I doubt if she gonna have that. You feel me? So my thing is,
Now, what about
Jen.
Nikki's brother? Did you know her brother?
Yeah, I
Because
knew. I look, he's a lame. I know him, and I
speak on it.
he,
Go ahead.
he's going. Look, he's a lame for doing that. He's a lame. He always been weird growing up.
See,
He always.
can you there? You dropped off a little. Can't hear you. The Barb's done probably intercepted our video. That's what they do. Maybe you I don't know, maybe did your phone die? Because we can't hear you. See, that's what they do. I'm telling you. We'll try to give him some time. He was just getting ready to give us, yep, Barb Voodoo. I'm telling you, he was just getting ready to give us some tea. Right, Tiff. Right. I talk about things that are done in the industry. I don't lump me in the bunch because I talk about everything. I don't pick and choose. I mean, I don't know how you can sit here and how you can condone. This man just gave us tea on the past and the type of person that Kenny is. And just like Lover of Life said, he's also the M word. I mean, come on. You cannot. You cannot. You absolutely cannot. Okay, Vanderveer, I will. You absolutely cannot. You can't condone this behavior. I mean, Corey just gave us, here you go.
My internet is crazy.
Let me tell you something. Sometimes the Barbs, they be intercepted. They be working a voodoo. So what were you saying? You said that he's always been weird, her brother?
Yeah, he always been weird. Like I can't explain his behavior, but I didn't expect him to do that type of stuff. You get what I'm saying? But he always acted strange. You know, he was a guy that looked up to us. You know what I mean? Like, what's up, CY? You know, he was just Nick brother. You get what I'm saying? I
Right.
could like I'm a DM you a clip where when I seen Nicki Minaj,
Okay.
the first thing that came in my mouth was, "Hey, my boy was asking about you." This is when Kenny was in jail. She
Was
came
she
over to
famous
me.
at the time?
Yeah, she just she
Got
she was
on.
getting at her peak. And she
Okay.
seen me, she ran over to me. Hey, CY, not ran, she walked over to me, said, "Hey, CY." She also, it is a lot,
Yeah.
People, and then people say, yo, people may say that, yeah, I was cloud chasing. I do music, right?
Right.
And through my music, I'm talking to him. I'm talking to her. Like,
Right.
I'm gonna get this message out there some way or another, one way or another. Um, y'all want to ignore me? I'm gonna keep going, you
Right.
know. And I don't care what people say. I know I'm here for Jen. I'm not here to say, oh, I need clout. I have a beautiful home. I have a beautiful home. I have books published way before Nick and him. I done music way before he got with them, before he got with her. So
Yeah.
my thing is to bring awareness of that monster so nobody won't get hurt. Else,
I believe you. I believe that you mean that, because if you know his behaviors and everything that you describe, I believe you. I believe that's what you want to do.
Right. And this is, and I don't like to bring my queen in this. I mean this. On my mother. He's a monster. You know?
Yeah.
He's a monster. Like
He's dangerous.
predator.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Wow.
his greatest gift is his greatest curse. That's why God brought everything to light. You know? Brought everything to light. You know?
Yeah. It's sad. Well, Corey, we appreciate you for being here. I salute you for standing up for Jen and other women that have been through similar situations. It's always good to see men, especially Black men, stand for Black women. So, and in my opinion, Jen is a Black woman. She is not giving white. I mean, she looked like the mixed girls, the half Black, the pretty light-skinned girls with the long hair in the neighborhood that all guys thought was fine. Had the good hair. Like, I mean, that's what it's giving. We all know that girl.
Right.
We all know that girl. That
Right.
light-skinned pretty girl that all the niggas was chasing after. That's what Jen gives me. That she was the prettiest girl and one of the prettiest, and everybody thought she was fine. And Kenny said, I'm taking that. He made sure that he was going to take that.
He couldn't control himself.
Right. And it's obvious. And with her saying that he stood in the mirror and said, I'm the man. The things
on his chest. Yeah.
The things that you described just now in this interview, it goes with, I can see him doing that. I can see him saying that.
You could look at his face.
Yep.
It could tell.
Yep. Absolutely. So, CY, we really appreciate you. Corey, we appreciate you being here. You guys, Corey is an author. He is also a rapper, I believe. He does music. But tell the people where they can find your books. I'm interested in your writing material. That's where I would like to. Where can we find your books? What are they called?
It's called Mr. C.Y. Hughley, Cry No More. You can get it on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, online.
And you say Kenny is in this book. What is the book about?
Remember, I wrote this book when I was in prison.
Okay.
And his character in there.
Okay.
Like, he was my best friend in there. Like, his name in there. But the character really that is in there is he really is tight money in the book.
Okay.
So CYBAB, that's another one. And the Fuzzies, my coloring book for the kids. My reading book, and it's a coloring book for the kids, an activity book. Yeah.
Oh, so that was called the Fuzzies?
FUZZYS by Corey Lee. I write under two names, Mr. C.Y. Hughley with the adult books, Corey Lee with the children books.
Oh, that's what's up. Now, we got to protect Corey at all costs, you guys. We got to check on Corey Gonen. He is on Instagram at Anita Child Vicious, right?
Yes.
Anita's Child Vicious on Instagram. I'll tag all that in the description. And if you guys go on my IG, I've tagged him in the post that we were going to go live. So you guys go on over there and follow him, support this brother. But we got to pray for him and we got to protect him. We got to keep him in our thoughts and keep him in our prayer, because this brother is standing for victims. He's standing for Jen. He's advocating for Jen. And Nikki and the Barbs, and they don't like that. So we got to make sure that we stand and we pray and we stand in the gap for Corey and make, we got to go on there, check on him every once in a while. And we'll hear from you.
Pray for Nikki and the Bobs if they fuck with me, mess with
right.
me. Excuse my language. Pray for them.
Right,
because I'm a one-man army.
I know that's right. I see, every now and then I follow you on Instagram, and every now and then I go over there and I see you clowning with your friends, shadow boxing. But I did see that you went on vacation.
Oh yeah, I went to Cancun. Oh yeah, I also got a celebrity boxing match in Virgin Islands. October 23rd. You can check me on
I be seeing you on there with Zab and them, Zab Judah.
Yeah, Zab Judah is the promoter. That's my brother. He's behind me. He's promoting me. I'm fighting on Celebrity Championship Boxing.
Okay.
On Fight TV, October 23rd on pay-per-view. Yeah.
Are you serious? Oh yes. I will be tuning in. Yes, Corey. Out here doing things.
The link is in the bio if y'all want this. It costs $28 to watch the fight. The Black Heat Inc. There's a few people that's gonna fight that's famous on there,
Oh well, I will be putting the link in this video. I'll go over on your Instagram and I'll get that, and I'll put the link in this video as well as on my Instagram. Corey, thank you for coming by. Whenever you want to promote something or whenever you want to just talk, we are here. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me.
You're welcome. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Later.
You guys, this has been another edition of the Sweet Pea Diaries. You guys be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for joining me. It has been a pleasure. As always, your girl got the tea. Your girl get these interviews. Y'all know I do it. Y'all know I do it. I do it all for y'all. As always. So you guys have a good night. Y'all stay safe and y'all stay sweet. Bye.